Cade Cunningham with 24, 11, and 6. Jaden Ivey, a big part of it tonight. It did not come easy, not by any stretch. But when does it? In the NBA, when you're taking every team's best shot, especially when you've been the front runners in the Eastern Conference, quite literally from the jump. 122-117, the final here tonight. We welcome you inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse alongside Greg Kelser. I'm Johnny Kane. I'll tell you what, partner. I know, and is talking with Cade just a few minutes ago, they're going to look at some things and say we could have done some things better. But at the end, a win is a win is a win is a win. Times 13 now. They've got to feel incredible about what they've been able to accomplish as a body of work over these last 3-4 weeks.
Well, I'll take it back even farther than that. It was 2 years ago, the Pistons were mired in what eventually became a 28-game losing streak. Right about this time, they were at about 13 or 14 losses.
It was 13 in this place on this date 2 years ago.
There you go. They didn't win a game in the month of November. Well, they haven't lost a game in the month of November this time around. It's been an incredible, dramatic turnaround of fortunes. They had to work hard tonight, had to persevere. Didn't come easy, and I know they're not happy about that. You heard Cade, but at the end of the night, they're going to be very happy that they have won 13 games in a row. They're the hottest team in the NBA. They are 15-2 at this point, with a chance to break the franchise's record for most consecutive victories in a couple of more nights. You look at the numbers, you go through it all. It's just been fantastic. Cade Cunningham has been all-world. Jalen Duren as well. It's funny when you're on a roll and when you're winning like they are, how the numbers stack up to show, just where you are historically. I mean, they're doing some things that the franchise has not seen before or haven't seen in a very long time. And I'm really glad they got this win here in whatever fashion, because, man, can you imagine how disheartening it would have been had they not have Indiana been able to get all the way back. But congratulations to the guys.
Yeah, congratulations, because, again, even like you have to, 82 games is, it, but 82 games is, you're never going to win 82 games, right?
Right.
But to be 15-2, and some of them aren't going to be the prettiest, right? You'd love to play great from the opening jump all the way to the finish. And sometimes you're going to have to go through some lulls, some stagnation, but you still figure out ways to win. This is a team, to me, like when you listen to Cade talking, and even the business, like it wasn't a bunch of hooting and hollering after the game. It was like, shake hands, shake hands, shake hands, shake hands. Let's get in here. We'll take a look at some film. We're on to Boston. Yeah. That, to me, shows me the maturation of a group that a lot of people might be like, man, pat yourselves on the back. Look what you guys have done. And they're like, it wasn't great. We got to be better. On to the next, right? I mean, they're not chasing streaks, but they're a part of one right now.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. They aspire for something even bigger than this. The winning streak is tremendous, terrific, unexpected, all of that stuff. And it'll be unprecedented if they win the game in Boston. But they're thinking beyond that, folks. This team wants to go beyond last year's playoff 6-game loss to the New York Knicks. They want to get to I think the way they're playing right now, they probably feel like they're as much a favorite to win it as anybody. And I'm talking about the whole thing. But they're so far away. They've got so much yet to do, so much more improvements to make. I like the attitude coming out of this game. Keep it business.
That's it.
Keep your focus.
That's it. No, and that's it. And I think obviously that comes from the direction from the top too. JB Bickerstaff's not going to let them. You always want to celebrate victories for sure, but you're not going to feel too good about yourself by reaching in. It's not an arbitrary number, but the 13 wins. Like, okay, well, let's get to how do we get to 14? I will just say this quickly, and then I want to get into the guys themselves and the performances tonight. But like you said, long way to go. We're only a fifth of the way through the season, but in each of the last two instances that the Pistons put to, I'm just saying, these are just facts now. When they won 13 straight in the 03-04 campaign, they hosted the Larry O'Brien. When they did it in 89-90, they hosted the Larry O'Brien. Something to think about. Let's talk about Cade Cunningham. We'll make him our Curado player of the game because he wasn't able to extend his streak of 25 points and 10 assists to a 7th straight game. However, he hit the biggest shot of the night, in my opinion, there in the final 30 seconds of the game, and he was able to be a facilitator today. Also was active on the glass, finished with a double-double in that sense.
Yeah, let's take a look, at what he was able to do at a time when his team needed him to do it. This is what they mean by putting the team on one shoulder and handling the business. Pistons needed this bucket. So Cade Cunningham gets the rebound. And he gets it down the floor. This is earlier action with Cade finding people. We'll get to that basket.
We'll get to it
a little bit later. But, he took his time a lot, got into the painted area where he loves to get to, and was able to knock down his shots. His three-point shot was not working for him tonight. That was okay. He recognized that, so he didn't take too many of them. He kept trying to get it into the basket scoring area. Now, here's that possession.
Okay.
They needed it. And he's taking time off the clock. They get a switch right here, and now he's got Mathurin coming up on him. 3 guys touched him on this play.
Yep.
Ends up with Mathurin. He is not thinking about passing this at all. Indiana decided to go all out with one defender, and they were made to pay.
Mathurin had 5 fouls at that point as well.
Not only did Cade push it up to a two-possession game, he took about 21 seconds off that clock,
that was big,
which Indiana needed.
Yeah, that was big. That was just again, to your point, again, when we talk about there are guys that have belief. It's like, hey, coach, I'll handle it from here. Not everybody is able to pay it off. There's been a lot of guys who have missed a lot of game-winning shots. Obviously, that wasn't a game-winning shot. But you saying, hey, let me work it here, and it doesn't matter if it's Nembhard guarding me or Mathurin, whoever. 3 guys are going to get a good look at me. I'm still going to finish right at the rim, going to get to my spot. It was special to watch, and obviously he's been a huge part of what this team has been doing. But it wasn't just Cade tonight. And, again, we talked about the depth on this team. What was it, the first quarter? I know first half he played 11 guys.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah, 11 guys played in the first half, 12 the other night. And then he had a good idea of how he wanted to utilize guys in the second half. And one of those guys that seemed to emerge with his play in the first half was Caris LeVert.
Yeah.
He had a heck of a game.
He had a great game.
Heck of a game, and was able to make the last 2 free throws to really put it out of reach for the Indiana Pacers. But that's the depth of this team, and that's the unpredictable nature of this team. You don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know who it's going to be. Tonight, it was Caris LeVert playing a big prominent role.
Yeah, right there. He gets right there in front of the Pistons. See Cade's sitting back just enjoying the show. But LeVert, this guy, as much as we talk about Duncan Robinson being a bona fide scorer, a sniper from the perimeter, Caris LeVert still has a lot in his bag. And again, to be the impetus, that spark off the Pistons bench, they needed every point he gave them tonight.
They did, and I'll also say kudos to Jaden Ivey. He played just under 12 minutes tonight. Another double-figure effort, under control the whole way, hit some big, important baskets as he continues his climb back from being almost a year out of action for the Pistons.
And I know there was obviously some Jaden Ivey supporters here, being a West Lafayette kid. Again, 15 minutes the other night. Tonight, right around that number. That was a big shot that he hit in this game. And again, just the calm and the poise, right? We always talk about Cade not getting sped up. This might have been the play of the game. I mean, that little up and under hoop. But he never gets sped up. Just everything was in rhythm, didn't force anything.
Each game out, he'll feel more and more comfortable. His confidence will really start to soar, and he'll know that he can do whatever he wants without fear of re-injuring himself.
Yeah.
And that's when Jaden Ivey will be able to pick up where he left off on January 1st of this year when he was having a career season for the Pistons. One other guy I want to point out.
Go ahead. Those were our Xfinity highlights, by the way. Go ahead.
So Ron Holland tonight, folks.
I knew you were going there.
You knew I was going there?
You weren't, I was.
Ron Holland played off the bench. He played 11 minutes. He did not attempt a shot from anywhere. The field, the 3-point line, or inside near the basket. Not one shot. But he had 3 rebounds. He had 3 steals. He had 3 assists, and he had 3 personal fouls. And he was valuable for the time that he was out there. He really was. The young
2
fella.
2 tie-ups. The one with McConnell.
Yeah. So, in a game that actually.
There's one with Siakam. Yeah.
Yeah. In a game that ended up being very close.
Those are 50-50 balls.
Everything I just said. 3-3-3-3.
Yep.
All mattered in the outcome of the game.
That was a good one right there, because I know we like watching McConnell play. Again, if he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, you don't love him as much.
Right.
But Ron Hollins, somebody said, what I think I might start calling him is 5-hour energy. Because he wears 5, and obviously he brings it every night.
I like what I call him.
Wait, hold on. Crash was Grant. Oh, you were Mr. Hustle?
Hustle Man.
Hustle Man. That's
Hustle
what it is.
Man.
All right, Hustle Man. Well, they needed everybody tonight, but JB Bickerstaff standing by. and I'm sure pleased with the overall result and always something to work on.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would like for us to be greedier. I felt like in that fourth quarter and even in the third quarter, we let our guard down defensively. We allowed them to make a run. And, again, I'll keep saying it. Like, our defense is our identity. That's when we're at our best. In that second half, we weren't great defensively. And that's the mindset we have to have. Like, the mindset has to be, we can't ever feel full or satisfied because – every team you play, they've got talent, they've got guys, they've got champions over there. So we got to do a better job, just sticking with it and being who we are, being greedy for 48 minutes.
Coach, we know you're process-driven, but what does it mean this tie for a tie?
I mean, I don't want to be dismissive, and I understand, what the accomplishment is and how rare and unique it is, obviously. But, our focus has to be on Wednesday, right? And then it's got to be a practice and film tomorrow. But that's where we'll focus. Again, we don't take it for granted by any means because we know how difficult these things are to come by. But, we got to get to tomorrow.
Coach, I know it's only been the second game for Cade Cunningham, only 11 minutes for 12 points. Has there been anything that surprised you so far with the production he has given you guys?
I mean, no, it's not surprising. It's who J.I. is. The way that he can put the ball in the basket, the different ways he can do it. He can get all the way to the basket. He can make shots. He can make shots off the dribble. So this is who he is. And like I said, we'll continue to get better. His minutes will continue to grow. Then you'll watch him continue to help this team win games.
I know we talked about it in the past once before, but what can you say about Harris LeVert? He came in at season high and was really productive for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, he just brings a different weapon. He's a guy who can create his own shot. He can get to the free throw line. He can score at all three levels. And just, they have to account for him. And I think that balances, him playing with Cade, the different things that we can do. And then defensively, he's a pest. He does a great job being active with his hands, getting deflections, getting steals, those types of things to help you close out and win games.
Only 11 minutes for J.I., but we kind of saw him utilize the different ways tonight. First half, he and Cade were staggered, and then second half, I think he and Cade closed out that third quarter and led a 12-quarter run. We saw a little bit last year how you could use J.I. with him without Cade. What did you like tonight about how he just kept things moving and could be the primary or secondary?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's those are the looks that you're trying to find and the rhythm that we'll try to find with him is figuring out, what sets you can run, early offense, who has the ball in their hands first, who initiates. But I think they both have the ability to do it. And, again, it gives you, point of attack from different sides of the floor and allows one of those guys to be a secondary playmaker out there too. So I think the combination of them is good. We just got to make sure we continue to grow that. Thank you all.
All right, that was JB Bickerstaff. Let's take a look at our shot chart from tonight. Buick GMC Pro Vision. Well, I'm doing the math on that. Is that 50%?
That's 50%. It was 60-some%, over 60% at halftime. So to JB's point, they did let their guard down. But it was JB who told me it's good to learn these things while you're winning.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. All right, 122-117, your final here tonight. The Pistons improved to 15-2 overall. We're just getting warmed up. Ron Holland, the aforementioned, or is it Asar Thompson? Who's coming up next? AT? AT. The Indiana boy putting on a show here tonight, just his second game of the season. Had a really good night. He also is responsible for our FanDuel's thrilling play. Here it was, end of the first quarter. Cade Cunningham off a miss, looking to push it. Somehow, some way, Jaden Ivey able to knife his way to the basket and keep his body in control and finish this play. Now, he always suspends himself in the air. Look at here. Kind of regathers himself, goes up and under, puts the right amount of kiss on the basketball and able to finish it. Jaden Ivey off the bench tonight, 12 points and 3 rebounds to go along with 3 steals and 3 assists. Good night One other guy that we wanted to highlight tonight is Asar Thompson. We knew he was going to defend Andrew Nembhard tonight. And again, Asar, J.B. Bickerstaff said before the game, he's coached a lot of really good elite defensive players, but none as elite as Asar Thompson because of his unique skill set, because you can defend him on a guard, you can defend him on any position. He's not just a great on-ball defender. As you can see here tonight, here he's working against Nembhard. And the thing that he does is, again, when he picks up the ball, they don't get into the first offensive look until, maybe 16, 17 seconds on the shot clock. So offenses aren't able to get in and kind of get into the rhythm of what they want to do because of the constant disruption from Asar Thompson. Obviously, the athleticism on the offensive end as well. He finishes with 13 points and 4 assists, but just an all-around terrific young player that's a big part of the Pistons' success because of the way that he not only can fill up a stat sheet, but the way that he's able to limit the offensive production of opposing teams. And we saw it again tonight when AT's defending the best player on the floor. And we will hear now from Asar Thompson.
We just lost focus for a second, forgot our principles. And I feel like towards the end, when it mattered, we locked back in, got a couple of stops, and, Vert hit some clutch free throws. So that was big for us.
And then the franchise record, 13 straight wins. Still early in the season, of course, still a lot to accomplish. But what does it mean to reach that type of marker this early in the season and just see how this team has connected?
It means a lot. It means we come into every game focused. We don't think less of our opponent, and we come into every game, trying to extend the record.
Does this record mean a little bit more to people like you, Cade, Jamie, knowing that you guys were a part of another streak about 2 years ago, and now had an opportunity to set this record?
Yeah, I feel like for me personally, I take it like a game at a time. I worry about it like that. I try to think of the, bigger picture. I want to, take this as far as we can, but it is crazy to think, back when we were 2-14 that, we could get 14 wins, and the way we have, how many wins we got? 15? Well, we could get 14 in a row.
How much do you kind of just enjoy picking up 94 feet and causing havoc on that?
Oh, I love it. I feel like it gets me going, just trying to get into the other player's head, try to slow down the offense, and I feel like it sets up my defense for the rest of the game.
What is it like, from what you can tell, what does it mean to have someone like Caris LeVert to come off the bench and provide you guys with production like they did tonight?
Oh, it means everything. Vert goes in there, it's time to get buckets, and he locks up defensively. He never complains. He gives it his all, and it's great to have a vet like that. All our vets are great. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Pistons win again in the city edition with little teal accents here tonight. 122-117. Next up, the Boston Celtics on Wednesday. We look ahead when we come back